Oh, let's come back to this continent, African continent, and talk about one very necessary one. That's pepper. This is a necessity. It's not a luxury. We've seen what has happened to the price of pepper. So while there have been alternative to tomato, we've seen people turn to cabbage, people have turned to carrots for tomatoes. Doesn't seem there's a whole lot you can turn to as an alternative for or a substitute for pepper, and so we've seen the price soar in recent times. Price inelasticity, about 50 kg of a bag of Scotch bonnet that perhaps you used to buy in bulk for the home or even for commercial purposes. We've seen what has happened to that price. Now let's discuss this now with Halima. Halima Adediran is an analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. Halima, I know you're going to be talking about this from first-hand experience because you and I know how important pepper is to every diet, every pot of food that we have to serve to the family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we in Africa we eat a lot of pepper, and so we cannot do without it in our food. So globally, Vietnam is the highest producer of pepper, while Nigeria is the highest producer of pepper in Africa. But recently, we've seen a volatility in the price of pepper because of the interplay of demand and supply, which is caused by various factors, which are climate change, pest invasion, logistic costs, insecurity, and many more. But in this period, especially this year, what really caused the spike that we see that is very dramatic in pepper is the weather change, which is the climatic condition. In the southern part of Nigeria, we see that there's a bit delay in rainfall. And we all know that most of the farmers in Nigeria, they rely more on rain to do their crop and harvest and all. And so irrigation is not that prominent in the country. So this caused a delay in terms of harvest and planting of pepper, which weighed on the supply that we are expected to see. Because between November and May is the off-season of pepper, while June down to October is the harvest period. And also, not only that, we see in the northern parts, there's pest invasion. It's first occurred in 2016, but at that time, we discovered that the pest is being resistant to the pesticide. But there are little that was done in that period. So we see a resurgence of that pest, which caused about 60% of the northern harvest in this period. And so this also drastically dropped the supply of pepper generally in Nigeria. And that's why we are seeing the spike. Beyond that, we see that the logistic cost too has increased over 100% in Nigeria because of the fuel price that has increased in recent time. And insecurity too. Most farmers have abandoned their farmland, while some are negotiating with bandits for harvest and cropping of their various farm produce. So these are various reasons that have caused the spike in the price of pepper in Nigeria generally. But thankfully, we are now in the harvest period. So that's why we are seeing a drop, a gradual drop in the price. And we are likely to see more because the northern harvest is coming in by August. So that's where we are for now.
Yeah, but well, that is supposed to be a relief. It's short term because that means that by this time next year, we'll be talking about, or before this time next year, we'll be talking about another hike in the price of pepper because we harvest, we waste about 50% post-harvest losses, and then in a couple of months, we're out of pepper again, and then we're back to, I don't know, prospects of apart from scaling up production, preservation, you know, all of this to keep them for the off-harvest season or the off-season, you know, to stabilize prices.
So, well, that might not be in next year because of this invasion, we see that so many agri-research institutions are now going into how to curb the spread of the pest. So that could be achieved before next year. That is on the pest side. Then on the weather fluctuation, we might not see this kind of weather pattern till next year. So this could also help in bumper harvest. But apart from that, to see a commercial scale of pepper, we need more of agric extension. We can really say that agric extension in Nigeria is as good as dead. So if there is revival in that space, which helps in agri practice, the use of fertilizer, improved seedling, we could see that that could help in the supply aspects. Not only that, we also see that land tenure is a big issue in terms of agreement, dispute, and all. So if this is also reduced to the minimum extent, we'll see that commercial scale of pepper would increase in Nigeria. Then we can see that partnership and partnership with agric association helps a lot when it comes to large commercial level in terms of agric practice. So if government can work hand in hand with agric association, it will help to improve their machinery and their finance. Because in 2023, I think the total credit to agric is about 24%, which is like a marginal drop to what we see in 2022. So there has not really been an improvement in terms of finance. If we are talking about large expanse of agri produce, we need more finance. So I think this put together could help to change the narrative of what we are seeing or experiencing right now.
Maybe we should do small scale too. Remember that the wife of president she has started her garden, in the villa. So perhaps we should go to our backyards and, just across the street and plant a bit of pepper. That would reduce demand in for the commercial quantity that is out there.
So, well, that is a good move, and to some extent, it could pushing the effect of supply shortage for household. But we are talking about commercial purpose now, and so we need more than that, because we are not only the producer of pepper, highest producer of pepper in Africa. We import as well, and we export pepper because we don't have all the varieties. So we are talking about different species and variety of pepper. So in order to have them in large quantity and to be able to earn foreign earning from that, we need to go commercial. And
all
because
right.
we are all right.
Thank you so much, Halima. So let's stick with the commercial and earn some money for the country. Thank you so much, Halima Adedinron, analyst with Financial Derivatives Company.
Thank you for having me.